America is headed to the polls next week. Americans will have to choose between electing their first female president, Kamala Harris of the Progressive Democratic Party, or their second president to serve two consecutive terms, Donald Trump of the Conservative Republican Party. Now, if you want to learn about the policies, the drama, and the background of the election and all that fun stuff, I invite you to search on the rest of this platform to find that out. There is no use in me making one of these videos. However, there is a use in me making a video about how the different candidates will impact Canada. In fact, I think it is an important topic to cover for all of us in Canada who get so invested in American affairs just because of how the media and Google headlines works. And yes, what happens in America does affect us, at least to some degree at home. So let's talk about it. How will Canada be affected by the winner of the US election? Let's go through what will happen if either of these candidates wins and then analyze at the end. Kamala Harris becoming president is the continuity possibility. If Kamala Harris becomes president, there will be no immediate changes in the relationship between Canada and America. There will be business as usual. Kamala Harris currently serves as the vice president to incumbent President Joe Biden, who you might recall dropped out of this presidential election in July and was replaced by Kamala Harris as the nominee. However, the rockiness might set in if Pierre Poilievre becomes Canada's prime minister. The last time a conservative prime minister and a democratic president were in office at the same time were Barack Obama and Stephen Harper, and they had a somewhat rocky relationship, but arguably not as rocky as the Trudeau-Trump relationship. When the US, Canada, and Mexico renegotiated NAFTA, there were some very tense moments in these negotiations, between personal insults by Trump against Trudeau, and Trudeau labeling Trump as a populist and other unfriendly labels. Trudeau makes his distaste for Trump very known by branding Pierre Poilievre as Donald Trump and using the term MAGA in a way that implies Trump being a very negative figure. This sets the stage for a second Trudeau-Trump relationship. And on the general thoughts category, a Trump-Poilievre relationship would be something to watch. For one, Pierre might not want to cozy up to Trump too much, as that could hurt him a lot in Canada. But also, Pierre would likely agree with Donald Trump on much more things than Justin Trudeau might. Now let's actually talk about some policy. One key thing Trump has proposed, which could have an effect on Canada, is tariffs. Trump has proposed a 10% minimum tariff on all global imports. This could basically mean Canadian sectors and businesses get less business, because it would incentivize US companies to use American resources and would raise the price of imported goods on the consumer. For those who don't know, a tariff is a tax on foreign imports that basically acts as a duty and increases the cost of importing products into a country. So Canada might be in a place to renegotiate these tariffs with the USA, and that could come in the form of renegotiating the USCMA, which replaced NAFTA and is due for a review in 2026. Trump has already proposed to renegotiate the agreement, which could set us up for some more tense negotiations between Canada and America. Trump is also much more pro-oil and gas and deregulation than Kamala. While that could make him butt heads with Trudeau, that can make things easier with Poilievre, who is also a staunch proponent of Canada's oil and gas sector. On the other hand, a Kamala Harris win basically means the status quo remains on a lot of fronts. However, on trade, things could get interesting with Kamala Harris as president. In case you didn't know, Kamala Harris was one of the 10 senators who voted against the USCMA agreement on the basis that it lacked environmental protections. It is also on these grounds that she is interested in reopening the USCMA as well. This could be easy to negotiate with Justin Trudeau, but could again lead to disagreement with Pierre Poilievre if he is elected the Prime Minister of Canada. So altogether, if Kamala Harris is elected President of the United States on Tuesday, things with Canada will likely stay as they are for a while. However, Trump could lead to some instability and a more interesting result. This is not for me to insinuate that Kamala Harris would be better overall, or even better for Canada, but looking at things on the surface level, things with Trump could be a lot less stable and less predictable than negotiations and the relationship with Kamala Harris, especially on things like trade. But what do you think? Who will win on Tuesday? Who do you want to win? Let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, as that helps me out a lot. But apart from that, have a good rest of your day and see you.